Today's topic is operant conditioning. It is contributed by American psychologist B.F. Skinner. According to him, he concentrated on behaviors that occurs spontaneously and originate from forces within the organism. He called such emitted or spontaneous behavior that operate on the environment, producing a desired consequences for an individual, that is known as operance. The procedure by which such behavior is developed is called operant conditioning. According to B.F. Skinner, there will be a spontaneous behavior that originate within the individual that will helps to produce desired consequences for an individual. The procedure of developing such a spontaneous behavior that is known as the operant conditioning. In operant conditioning, you just understand specific consequences are associated with a voluntary behavior or the spontaneous behavior. There will be, when we are showing some behavior, there will be some consequences or some effects will be present for that behavior. Okay, so that is operant conditioning. In order to understand operant conditioning, he made an experiment that is known as the Skinner box experiment. A Skinner box is a small box with solid walls and bare floor. And here the bar is so arranged as to deliver a pellet of food or water each time when it is pressed. It may also be wired so that it turns off shock given to the animal through the grill floor of the box. In brief, reinforcement is contingent upon the operation of the lever. So when the when the rat is pressed the lever, the food or water will reach to the rat. The first step in operant conditioning is to teach the rat to eat food pellets when the experimenter delivers them. In the next step, the experimenter stops delivering pellets. The hungry rat is now alone in the box with the lever. There will be an interim period of inactivity and the rat being hungry and begins to explore the box. At last, the animal accidentally presses the lever and a pellet of food is released. Here the reinforcement is contingent upon the response, that is lever pressing. After eating it, the rat continues to explore and after a while it presses the lever again and again the pellet is released. After the fourth or fifth press, usually the rat begins to press the lever more rapidly and its operant behavior is in full swing. The procedure described throws some light upon the nature of human learning. Based on that, he emerged some points regarding the learning. So, the first point is motivation plays an important role in learning. Second point is reinforcement appropriate to the prevailing motivation and it is vital importance in the learning process. And third one, learning is a gradual process and spontaneous recovery also possible within the learning. So these all are the 4 points that is contributed or emerged as within the experiment. Skinner used some scientific term to explain his theory that is called reinforcement. So the reinforcement is a scientific term that is given by the Skinner. According to him, reinforcer is any stimulus that occur as a consequences of an operant and increase the possibility of recurrence. He found that reinforcer may affect the behavior either when it is given or when it is withdrawn. There are two types of reinforcement. positive reinforcement and negative reinforcement. Positive reinforcement means we are giving something as a desired response. So, the positive reinforcement here, any stimulus that strengthens the behavior by its appearance following a response. It is called positive reinforcement. We are giving some reward or remuneration for a desired response. Okay, that is known as the positive reinforcement. Next is the negative reinforcement. While reinforcers that strengthen the behavior by its disappearance are called negative reinforcement. For example, that if the child is scolded for not cleaning his mouth after eating sweets, he after the scolding uh, clean his mouth. Such child is more likely to clean his mouth in future. So due to this reinforcement, negative reinforcement, it strengthen a behavior by its disappearance. Okay, the child has the habit of not cleaning the mouth. Okay, when we are scolding that child, he tries to clean the mouth. So disappearance of the undesired behavior occurs. So that is known as the negative reinforcement. Next one, punishment. Punishment, that is two types of punishment. Punishment is an adverse experience or event contingent upon the occurrence of an undesired response. There are two classes of punishment, positive punishment and negative punishment. Positive punishment involves the presentation of painful event after the occurrence of undesired response. For example, we are giving a punishment for a undesired behavior. Okay, so that is known as positive punishment. We are giving some painful event. Negative punishment or omission training is the loss of reinforcement or response caused for a specific period of time contingent upon the occurrence of inappropriate behavior. So negative punishment means here we are omission the training or loss of reinforcement based on the for the inappropriate behavior. If the person is showing inappropriate behavior, that time we are omission the training or loss of reinforcement we are doing. So what happens? The behavior is weakened. So that is the Skinner scientific terms. Okay, positive reinforcement and negative reinforcement, positive punishment and negative punishment. So this is regarding the operant conditioning. Operant conditioning means a desired a spontaneous behavior that will be followed by a desired consequences in a individual. Okay, so in operant condition, we explain the experiment, Skinner experiment, and his scientific terms, positive reinforcement and negative reinforcement, positive punishment and negative punishment. I hope you understood. Thank you.